Alright, hello. Today we're going to be talking about Caphra. Should you Caphra your Tet gear? Is it worth it? Sort of just kind of going over gear progression and whatnot, but anyway, let's just go ahead and jump into it. So this is my current gear at the moment. I'm 620 gear score with Narcs and, Black Star. Almost full pen minus the dim tree. That thing just literally will not go. I fucking hate it. Anyway, so you might be wondering about the Narcs. Don't worry about it. It's just for, stat padding for Sakraya if I ever go down there. Because Sakraya still is very good for Caphras, so I like grinding it still. But Narcs make it a lot more comfortable grind if I put on Kudum. Because if I put on Kudum, it gives me roughly around 345 DP, which is more than a comfortable grind down there. I Caphraed all of my pen gear, and you might be asking, well, is it worth for the dim tree to get Caphraed? Yes and no. Personally, I didn't want to Caphra the dim tree, which I technically didn't. This is just how many times I've swung on it. So every time you cron a pen attempt, it gives you Caphras in your gear. I have just swung it that much that I have a C4 dim tree. That's just what happened. So let's just forget this for a second. This is sort of like the end game mid-range kind of, where you're going to be at to grind everywhere comfortably. Let's say this is your gear, and just pretend for a second, right? You should definitely have above this gear because it's very easy to get gear now. However, let's just say for the sake of example, this is your gear. You're not going to C4 any of this because one, it's fucking worthless. You don't C4 any tries. You don't do that. You just don't do that shit. Getting Tet is very easy to do, especially with Season since it gives it out to you for free. So I'm only showing you this as a base example as to how easy it is to get money in this game, to get gear. So right now in Valencia, it is incredibly easy to make money with this gear right here: 256 AP, 255 or 258 Awaken AP, and 288 DP. You can easily head over to Valencia. You can even go to Basham's, make 150 to 200 mil an hour with this gear score. And keep in mind, Season is going on right now, so you can get this gear super easily. This is third day of Season. I already have full pen. Basically, the only thing I'm missing is 2 earrings and 1 ring. That is the only thing I am missing from Tuvala pen gear. And let's just say I'm gonna get that today. You can just dumpster the entire Valencian area with this. And I'm on my warrior. Keep in mind, my warrior is my seasonal character. And with that character, bruh, you can dumpster Valencia and just make so much money. It's so easy. It is so easy to get this gear. To enhance all the way to pen, it's so fucking easy. It will give you a hard time. There's going to be some of the accessories are going to give you a hard time, but other than that, you're still going to get it. Within 3 months, you will 100% have full pen Tuvala. So with that being said, this gear right here, 245 AP, 245 Awaken AP, and 307 DP. Incredibly viable. Absolutely viable. You can even grind Star's End with this on certain classes. Lawn can easily grind Star's End with this. But the reason I'm showing you this is that this gear is available right now. If you are playing BDO console at the moment, Season is out right now and you can get this gear, which will carry you all the way to endgame at this point. But let's say you're playing at a time that is not during Season and this is what your gear looks like. This is feasible as well. This is completely fine. You don't need high AP or DP to grind Valencia. Valencia is such an easy grind. The highest area there is I think 210 and that's Sulfur Mine. And you're at 258 AP, so you're gonna still one tap the mobs. The entire Valencian area is basically a just massive gear check. You just gear check everything there at the very minimum of the bottom of the barrel gear score cap. This full tri gear, and you'll dumpster Valencia. So let's talk about Caphring your gear. So if we come over here, right, let's say this is what your gear looks like, or what you're thinking about it, right? Do you need this to make a fuck ton of money? No, you do not. I've already stated low gear score can make 200, 250 mil an hour, depending on where you grind. Sulfur is 200 mil, Centaurs can be 2 to 250 mil, Basham's is 150 to 200 mil, Basilisk Den is 80 to 120 mil, something around that. Warguns is in the same ballpark as well. So you don't need high gear score or Caphras to grind Valencia. However, if you're trying to grind Star's End comfortably or Sakraya comfortably, then this is where we can start talking about Caphring your gear. So with 321 DP, and this is what your gear looks like, C3 Tet armors and Tet weapons, this is comfortable. You can go to Star's End with this. This is perfectly fine. You can easily grind Star's End, no problem whatsoever, especially with Narcs too. This makes you really tanky. But even if we swap the Narcs out, let's go ahead and swap the Narcs with Tongue Grad rings real quick, or earrings I should say. This is completely fine too. You're still gonna have more than enough DP. 313, that's fine. You can. I was grinding stars in at 296 AP. I have a video of that shit from a long time ago. So this is me from actually, I think 4, 5, 6 months ago when I first came back to BDO. This is when I was still on Xbox, like the original Xbox and shit. Like you can tell by the frame rate, it's fucking terrible. But that was me grinding back when I was 261 Nuver, and look at that, 4.5k trash and like a corrupted crystal thing. This is actually still very, very doable. This is very good at 261, and I had 296 DP as well. I was doing fine. Like you can easily fucking grind stars in with, like, look at this shit. If you use the crystals well and you know how to play your class, you can still grind stars in perfectly fine, making bank, and it's easy. It's fucking easy. So if you're to question, do you need Caphras? Fuck no, because Caphras back then, they didn't even exist. Caphras didn't exist back when I came back to BDO. So you don't actually need the Caphra to even grind stars in. Some classes maybe, but on Zerker, I just know what I'm doing on the character, so I didn't need him. I was able to use frenzied pots in order to keep myself up and everything like that, so it was fine. So this just makes your life easier to where you don't have to, you know, kind of rely on your abilities to replenish your health or whatever. You can just kind of tank hits more effectively. Now to discuss about PvP. Will this make a difference in PvP? Fuck no. This will make no difference at all. Your 313 DP, this shit will get destroyed. If you fight me on my character, a 620 gear score, I'll one combo you, I'll one tap you, I'll instantly destroy you. 313 DP is not enough to save you in PvP unless your gear disparity on your opponent is massive. Like, you better be fighting somebody with 235 AP. And even then, you possibly still might die if they're good enough. So if you're thinking about caffering your gear for PvP reasons, I can assure you it makes no difference. From the AP perspective though, it does. DP though, hell no. Hell no, especially at TET, fuck no. This will make no difference. If you do the AP at the very minimum, this will make you a lot more damagey, so that way you can fight people with higher DP. So AP is definitely okay. You should always Caphra your weapons up until like C3 at the very minimum. If you're going to start swinging them, pull the Caphras out of your gear and then swing them to pen, and then re-put the Caphras in once you actually get everything settled and everything gets to pen. So let's swap back over to this gear set right here. So this is kind of like the, okay, I'm getting somewhere. I've got, you know, my pen weapons. I still have TET armors, but I've got my pen weapons now. So this is where things are good. This is where you're chilling because you have a lot of gear now. This 284 AP, this is very, very scary. 284 AP against like 340 and a little bit up above that, maybe about 350 DP. You can easily one combo people with 284 AP. I do it all the time. So now that you have your pen weapons, now it's time to start looking at your boss gear. Should you Caphra them or should you swing them? Personally, I would just buy the gear. I don't like enhancing. It's really the only reason I enhance my dim trees because it's season gear and I can't sell it. So that's the only reason I'm enhancing. Outside of that though, I bought my bags, I bought my Uragons, bought everything here I bought. So if you're interested in swinging them, by all means go ahead. You'll get free Caphras in your gear, and then you can remove them every time you want to swing to pen. I do want to mention that Caphra boss gear can be a little bit wonky. So regular TET boss gear for C4 is going to cost you about 766 Caphras, and at the current marketplace price, which is about around 2.2 mil, this is kind of pricey. 1.6 bill. That's what it's going to cost you. It's pretty pricey. It's not personally something I recommend, but if you want to, you can do it. However, which order should you go in? So if you're going to do boss gear, 766, like I said. If you're going to do dim tree, it is more expensive at 886. I would recommend not doing dim tree ever until the very last if you're super desperate. If you're super desperate, do it last. But everything else, like if you've got a Griffin or Gaiath, Caphra first, Urgons, Begs, whichever one, those will be perfectly fine. But dim tree, I would always do last because it is way more expensive, and if it does happen to go pen and you forget to remove the Caphras, or you don't care, you're gonna lose a lot. You're gonna lose a lot of Caphras, and that money, 1.9 bill, that's 2 bill basically down the toilet. So I would not Caphras the dim tree. The only reason mine is Caphra 4 is because I have swung it that many times. If you're going to dump Caphras into your gear, do everything else but the dim tree. It's just too expensive, and honestly, the minor DP that you get out of it is very minuscule. I mean, look at this. It's like 322 DP. You're still gonna die. If you're worried about PvP, you're still gonna die easily with this gear score. So don't even trip. It's really not going to help you at all. So in short, whenever you're gonna Caphra your gear, I would get everything to pen and then start swinging way better. You're going to feel more comfortable, you're going to feel the tankiness, and it's going to be a lot more effective. Personally, if you're going to do weapons, get everything to pen unless you're going for a black star. Tet black star is perfectly fine, don't worry about it. But then you go for your dandy, and then you go for the neuver, and then you start working around your weapons. Once you get your AP so you can kill mobs effectively, the DP is sort of like the last thing I would ever work on. I'm a Zerker, so I'm kind of like an AP monkey. You want to be able to murder people instantly because we don't have the tools to make things elongated combos. Like, we're supposed to be this bursty bruiser class because we're not tanky enough. So essentially, unless I put a Garm Heart in my neuver, I'm basically not going to be tanky as fuck. Ever. So I have to compensate for, you know, having narcs for SA trading and stuff like that, and then I have to try and, you know, be able to reset with shooting mobility and get combos like that going. But other than that, I mean, yeah, just C5, your pen armors, and only go up to like C3 on Tet. Don't go past C3. I wouldn't go past it. It's not worth it. Anyway, that's it for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.
Yeah, she knows I'm the one. Yeah, she knows I don't need no kind, I don't need